Welcome back to the show, and we're moving on to our last and final segment. Once upon a time, when we were interested in sport, our coach would have sort of advised us saying, go to a gym, go to and work out for this amount of time, and then, you increased your routine, your technique, your eating patterns, all of that happened. And then, that's for a sportsman. Today's sportsmen, either they continue it or they don't. Some of them just tend to neglect themselves. The ones who are skinny, who want some sort of endurance, some people who go through depression, who go through different life cycles, tend to find the physical activity of getting into something can bring a huge transformation into a person's life. This can go to the extent even to a competition. And that's why we have a guest with us on the show today, who is a men's fitness pro athlete who has won many awards and accolades. And he's living in Melbourne, and he's here in Sri Lanka on vacation. We're proud to have with us Thilina Chandrapala on the morning show. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning
It's good to have you with us. I know we want to talk about this colorful
medals.
Things, I wanted to say, instead of medals. But we want to say, how is your vacation here? Because when people say they come back to Sri Lanka on holiday, we know that their eating habits go for a 6.
Yes.
Is that the same routine for you?
That's been the case because I've been following a strict routine for my competition prep for over 8 months. So I think I deserve a break from that. So
how long can you extend that break to?
It'll be done by this weekend. So
So
I'll be
if
back.
you take a break for 3 weeks, is that like a huge difference that could
It depends
do
on
to
the
your
person.
body?
It depends on the person. So some people tend to go off track. So for me, I've been doing it for quite some time. So for me, I don't think it's not a big issue. But it depends on from person to person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as far as I can understand, it's about the deficiency and the balance that you maintain in your body and your intake and output. So if you eat more, does it mean you have to work out harder, or how does it work?
It depends on the person. Depends on your goal. So let's say if you want to put on size or something like that, so you got to lift heavy weights and do things like that. But if you want to cut down and get leaner, it's about doing more cardio, things like steps will come into equation. So in my case, I would put steps as a trump card. So then I'll be able to reach their goals. So it depends on person to person. So,
all right. So let's talk about you, how it all started and what made you, because we know that you were a different person back then, but now you are different and you've also worked out and, puffed up and got these accolades as well. So what motivated you to get into this? Because we know that most of the people who might also go to work or maybe do their studies full time might always complain about not having time to do anything. Any of this, might not have time to actually not have time to go to the gym, but you did something and you have actually been awarded for that. So what was the start and what motivated you?
This sport, bodybuilding, it teaches you discipline first of all. So I'll tell you my story. So back in 2007, that's when I finished school. I went to Royal College. So I was 18 and I was under 50 kilos back then. So I wanted to change that because I was really weak back then. So
under 50?
Under 50, about 48 actually.
So you're very slim?
I was very slim.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So I went to a gym for the first time in 2007, and I went for my higher studies in 2009. But I was consistent with my training. So I finished my bachelor's degree in 2012, and then in 2015 I finished my master's in professional accounting. So I've been consistent for 8 years. I have transformed myself, and I knew I knew something, but all I wanted to be back then was a coach. I wanted to give it back to other people. So if you achieve something, I always believe you have to give it to someone else. So then it'll be a ultimate satisfaction. But somehow my housemate, he told me I should compete. So that's actually an idea he gave me. So back then Gayan Pereira became my coach in 2015. 2016 actually precisely.
Gayan was here as well on the show.
Yes.
He was doing a show about
so I became his first competitor. So in 2016 April I won my first show. I never expected to win that day, but I won that. And he told me I shouldn't stop, you have more potential and you have to keep going. So month and a half later I did one more. And I did win men's fitness under 30. I won a gold medal there, and also I won another one week later. That I changed the federation back then. So that was actually INBA back then, but now it's ICN. So I won 2 divisions there, like I won gold medals there. So then came a prep for 3 months,
Okay.
and that was the state championship INBA. So that was like a big competition because there was like lots of athletes were there. So I actually won that too. So like after that I became a pro athlete. So since then I've been competing as a pro athlete, and first 7 competitions I won 7 gold medals. And I kept going from there, so I became a pro athlete and I competed in Thailand like 2017 and 2018.
Okay.
So I won bronze medal there.
Okay.
And after that, like recently, ICN expanded to Sri Lanka. So yeah, they appointed me as the ICN Sri Lankan president. So recently I competed in Italy, so I won like a gold medal, silver medal, and 5th place in men's physique. Yeah.
And that's these, right?
Yeah, right here.
Right here. So this is the gold, as you can see through the visuals. Then we have a silver, and then we have a bronze. Congratulations on all 3. Winning is something that's good, but it's also maintaining it, isn't
Yes.
it? Because you want to continuously take part
Yes.
and be a part of it.
Yeah.
One of the most important things is discipline.
Yeah.
And when you speak of discipline, we speak of food, we speak of lifestyle, we speak of strength training, all of that.
Yeah.
How do you manage that?
Yeah, like I said before, like this sport is all about discipline. So when I did this, what I realized was my lifestyle was changing, my thinking patterns was changing. So because of that, what I did in the gym, I applied for my everyday lifestyle. So that's how
So
everything
that's
started.
like a strict routine of timing, isn't it?
Yes. So once you apply what you do in the gym, like what you learn is discipline. So what I had to do was simple. Like I had to apply it for every single thing I do in my life. So I actually work full time in Australia, and I'm also online coach. I work for Team New Start, and I also have my own company called Team Empire.
Okay.
So I'm doing a lot of things. So all I
That's
had to
you
do was
on-
just manage.
That's you?
That's you before and
That's
after.
me
photos.
at 17. So
Whoa.
50,
That is a huge transformation.
that took like about 13 years.
13
Okay.
years. Wow.
So you were saying that you have online clients, and we now see that Sri Lanka has shown tremendous interest
Yes.
in online clients.
Yep.
Because once upon a time, people actually walked to the gym
Yeah.
and they did their workouts, and they wanted someone to be behind them, to
Yep.
be there. It's still there. It's not that it's dead. But the online system has improved drastically.
Yes.
How do you trust a person that you're not sort of, okay, you are in touch with that
Yep.
person, but how do you sort of judge and say this is the routine that you need to follow?
I'll tell you what I do. Like with my clients, I do a basic test. I just want to check whether they can sit down, like lay on the floor and like get up without touching the floor. That's one of the exercises. And I have to, I see whether I want to check whether how they sit down. And those exercises will actually tell me what sort of a person he is, like what sort of exercise routine which suits him.
Okay.
And also I check their current lifestyle. So as a natural athlete, I build my body from scratch. If you saw my pictures,
Okay, yeah.
so like I know how the body changes. So I've been doing it for 13 years. So as a person who have been doing it for 13 years, I know like the lifestyle. I know the movements and all those things. So my experience will actually let me like make a program for all these people who actually are at a certain level. So yeah.
Okay.
People take supplements and all kinds of, things to make yourself look good and all of that. What are your thoughts on that?
Supplements, I think it's actually something extra you can use. For example, if you say like whey protein, like people ask me like what sort of a supplement protein I use. But most of the things which I do is like I eat food, like I eat everything from food. So supplements come as an extra thing. So it's actually extra meal for me. So I do take my vitamins. So that's actually supplements. It's not a magic pill. It's actually a part of the process, but it's actually something extra you can use.
Okay.
Just say like if you are busy, if you have a busy lifestyle, you can't prep your meals.
Yeah.
So in that case, you can actually use supplements.
So which means you can replace your actual
Yes.
meal by a supplement.
Yes, but it's best to get these nutrients from food.
Okay.
But supplements can be used just in case, like if you cannot prepare your meals or something like that.
Okay. And let's also talk about the diet restrictions, because now when you become a trainer, when you want to train yourself, you can't eat everything. You can't eat all the jargon and ice cream and all that.
Yeah.
What Sharon would definitely love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not following a routine.
Yeah.
So, what kind of a discipline when it comes to food should a person have, at least to have a self-improvement when it comes to training? I mean, even if they don't have an online client, if they go to the gym and see no results, eventually, what do you think is the wrong with their diet?
Pretty much it depends on the person. So some people are not like able to handle certain types of food. So it
Okay.
depends on the person's capability of handling.
Let's talk about a person who tries to lose weight.
Yeah, so it's definitely you have to, if I was your coach,
Okay.
what I would definitely do is I check your lifestyle. Like what do you eat on a daily basis for at least 2 days?
Okay.
Then I'll know what you're doing wrong.
Right.
So yeah, so that's one of the things. So then now what I'll do is I'll actually just make sure you go on a calorie deficit for a certain period of time
Okay.
and then see your progress.
Right.
So after that, like you can, it's about like, I know we all get cravings, that's normal. We are, as human beings, you're supposed to get all those things. But if you want to achieve something, if you want to think about the long-term goal of being healthy, you have to make sacrifices. That's something you have to do. So
Okay.
that's one of the things you have to sacrifice.
Sharon, you heard that.
Yes, I heard it. I hope after 35 I will concentrate. Does that work?
Yeah,
Oh,
most
there's
people
an
say
age
that.
limit? Is there an age limit where it can be optimum results?
No, there's nothing like that. Yeah.
A lot of people say when you, I don't know whether this is true, when you go to the gym at a very young age, that your bones and veins, everything can be, it's not ruined, it'll be used way too much. And towards the latter part of the stage, you feel very weak. Is that true?
I don't see anything.
Anything like that?
I don't see the truth in that
Okay.
because I think it being, I think that's actually a myth in my opinion. So because if you exercise as a human being, like let's say I started at 18, so I don't have those types of issues. Like take me for example.
Okay.
So I'm like doing all these things. I feel fit. I feel have the best shape of my life. So.
Yeah.
And yeah, so when you consider those factors, because I have clients who've been like telling me that like I made the best decision to exercise at this age. So yeah, so I don't
That's
think
that.
that's that.
And people say your diet is the most important thing, while you also need exercises.
Yes.
How true is this?
That's very true. So diet has to be, I mean, it doesn't have to be on point. If you are like, if your goal is just to change your, like be healthy or something like that, but just got to do your basics, right? So those things diet is the main important thing in your like transformation. So definitely diet will play a part. That doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice things like rice or something like that. Or you can eat rice. Like I
It's
don't
okay to
see,
eat rice.
it's okay. Definitely it's okay.
But there's a quantity that you have to maintain.
Yeah, the portion control will matter all the
Okay.
time. So definitely I don't know why people say rice and curry is bad, because I have clients who actually ask me like, can you make my meal plan Sri Lankan?
Okay.
What I do is I give quantities of the food you have to eat. So all you got to do is just be creative and prepare your meals. So if rice and curry is what you want, just make it like from what I give you. So if I give you vegetables and rice, that's actually like rice and curry. So if you put meat into it like a protein sauce, so
Okay.
it's actually a rice and curry, right?
But the thing is, like, if you have rice, like a little amount of rice, and then you make the curry with so much rich with like curd and all stuff,
Yeah.
then it's not going to work.
Yeah, most of the time.
Okay, so that's the balance all the time.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Timing is everything. Sleep involves, isn't it?
Yes.
People tend to neglect that.
Yeah.
And then when you sort of put them on, okay, this is what you have to follow, people will do it for 3 months. And then sometimes it kind of, takes you out of saying you kind of give up. Have you gone through clients like that?
Yes, in my case, it's less because like what I focus on is the lifestyle factor. So I just got to make sure like they enjoy the process. So during the process, you can actually, if you go out, like you have to like make proper choices when you go out, like go to a restaurant and eat. When you choose your meals, you got to make like proper choices. So like if you focus on the lifestyle factor, the long-term goal, and enjoy the process you're going through for that 12 weeks, not focusing on like where you want to be in like 12 weeks and like go back
12
to your old
weeks
life.
is the
Yeah.
cutoff.
Yeah, but you can go longer. So
Okay.
why I give them 12 weeks is because like I want them to continue for a longer period of time.
And
So
they can see results
yes,
themselves.
once they see results and once they see like how far they come like from the beginning, like they will definitely want to like keep it. Like they don't want to go back to what they were usually.
Okay.
Okay.
I think when you become a fitness pro, you tend to also focus on your family lifestyle.
Yeah.
And we thought we'll take a moment to remember your parents
Yes.
who have been a backbone and
Yes.
supportive to you, and your father, who is also the former Med Department Director,
Yes.
isn't it? Lalit Chandrapal.
Now I call him my manager actually.
Oh,
right.
really?
Yeah.
Wow. So we'd like to see the father, how his fitness level is. We have a couple of
Picture.
photos that we want to share with you, but do you want to tell us about your parents? Alek?
Yes, definitely. So like I'm the only child. So in 2009, like I went to Australia. That was the idea. So
Okay.
as the only child, parents don't let them like go overseas. And I actually did 2 degrees. One of the things they told me was just finish your studies and do what you love.
Okay.
So one of the things my mother actually gave me was one of the advices she told me was that fact that like I wanted you to do masters because you learn life better.
Yeah.
Because I was actually tolerating everything better because there was lots of stress involved. So once I got out of it, once I finished everything, so I realized like it was not just about books I'm learning about life. So
Okay.
that's one of the things one of the best advices they gave me. So they've been like backbone since like I've started this journey. I had no idea where I'm going to go when I started fitness. I had a vision, but like I never had like an idea of like having medals or anything like that, because till I was 27,
Yeah.
I never did a sport. I never had a medal in my life. So it makes sense why I did not have medals. Like now I have over 10 medals at home. So yeah.
So you're never late to train. That's what you're
Yeah.
saying. Brilliant. All right. So let's also talk about now people keep on finding shortcuts to reach certain goals. Like steroids is one of the biggest terms we can think of when it comes to going faster to reach to our goals when it comes to bodybuilding. We have seen some Sri Lankans using steroids, and also around the world we see that happening. So what do you think about the health factor and the positivity or the negativity of that?
Yeah. So taking steroids or being a natural athlete is a personal choice. So I can't make any. I can't say anything about it. But
is it healthy or not?
I don't
You
know.
can't
It's
tell.
just the knowledge I have is less when it comes to that area.
Okay.
But because I'm a natural athlete, so
Right.
what I focus on is like doing it in the natural way. So that's how I've been doing for the past 13, 14 years.
Right.
So yeah, that's actually a personal choice. But if you are doing it, just do it the right way, like with proper guidance. Just don't do it like just for the sake of it. And most of the things I've seen is why people do it is just not on their own terms. They just do it because someone else influenced you. But if you're doing it if that's the reason why you're doing it, just don't do it. Just do it on your own terms if you want to do it, but just don't do it for like peer pressure on something. Because I could have easily taken steroids when I was under 50 kilos, right? But
Yeah.
I didn't.
You did, yes.
I chose a different path. So yeah, so that's actually my advice I can give. So if you are choosing that path, just do it on your own terms. Just don't do it for other people's, like satisfying other people is not the way to go.
I want to talk about your transformation.
Yep.
That would have been a little bit of a struggle, a journey of a challenge,
Yep.
and sometimes would have let you have those little moments of giving up as
Yes.
well. Let's talk
Yeah,
about that.
like that's how it has been always. Like you feel like giving up all the time. So my mother always told me like if the ECG reports goes like this, people die, right? So if
Yeah.
you go like this, that's living, right?
That's
So that's
true.
what I use like for my life. So there will be ups and downs. There are times that I want to give up. There are tough times. So those are the times that I want to like keep going, because if you keep going, like you'll find a better. You will end up in a better destination, right? Like
Yeah.
this.
Like that.
So yeah, this was actually what I want. I mean, that's something I imagine having, like a gold medal and raising my flag. So yeah, so you ups and downs is like a part of life. So you just got to deal with it. You just got to keep on moving forward.
You sound very proud talking about that. We are so glad to have you. Actually, I mean, the kind of inspiration you give to the others is actually quite good when it comes to bodybuilding. And just like that, in any other, I think, reaching any other goal as well, it's the same kind of motivation. But when it comes to this, it's also a part of physical as well,
Yeah.
physical training. So, link into that. When people go to the gym, and they might even get addicted to it, there's something called runner's high. People keep on running and running because they get addicted, not because they see a healthy benefit out of that. But there is a healthy benefit, but still things like that can take place, certain addictions
Yep.
when it comes to working out. Is there a sign or something that a person can understand that they have reached the limit of working out, that they should not go any further or stretch out further from here when it comes to working out? I mean, something like a symptom that you see in yourself, maybe like a feeling you get at the gym, something like that.
It's not like that. So there are in training, like there's a thing called deload. So that's because the human body is not only capable of like handling a certain volume to a certain period. So when your body reaches that level, you just need to like cut down your volume where you train. So the intensity must be dropped. Like let's say, like for example, you're doing 10 sets of certain exercises. So on a certain week period, like you got to drop it down by like 40%. That's called a deload. So when you do that, your body recovers. That means like your body will be given in a certain period where your body will be given a certain period to recover. So because you can't keep the same intensity like on a consistent basis, you just got to like slow down a bit. So when you get that message, if your body is saying that, you just got to stop down. That's where you have to control your ego. So there are times that I have actually let my ego take over and I have injured myself. So that's actually part of the process. Like you asked me about ups and downs. So that's one of the things that happened to me. But luckily nothing bad happened. But anyway, like so it's exercise is certain addiction, but like you got to control it certain periods. Like there are things called refeed and things like that. You got to do it, because if you are on a calorie deficit, you can't stay for a longer period of time. You got to stop it for a certain period and like let your body go into maintenance level in order to recover. So you got to like listen to your body. When the body is telling you to like take a break, you just got to listen to it.
So before you use supplements, it's important that a person actually go consult a doctor, because whey protein can also increase your cholesterol level. Is that true? Is that true what you're saying?
It's nothing like that. So it's just the fact that some people used to abuse it. Like some people take like 4 scoops of it when you're only supposed to take 1. So things like that. So if you want to consult a doctor, like unless you have medical conditions, so that's when you have to like consult a doctor.
But the proper guidance is always advised to an expert, I think.
Yes, but like it's because I have had like clients who are like under 20 who are like having like 4-5 scoops. So I told them like not to do it, because if you're doing it, like you're gonna like damage yourself. So just gotta have control.
Let's speak about Gayan as a coach, and he probably influenced you to become a coach as well. Let's talk a bit about that.
Being a coach was my dream. So since I've started, like I believe like if you achieve something, you got to give it back to other people. So that's like the ultimate satisfaction. But he actually made me a competitor. Through that, like I became a coach through him. Like I started being a new start coach. That's the beginning of my journey as a coach. So that's the influence I got. Like I learned everything, most of the things from him. So as like his first competitor, I'm really proud of it. Like came a long way, and now Team New Start has like a lot of clients who are coaching under him and under me and Angie De Silva and all of us. So we are working together as a team in order to like transform lives. So yeah, so it's been like a long journey and very impactful. It made a really big impact.
All right. So how can a person reach out to you if they want to get trained by you or the Team New Start?
Definitely they can send me a message on Instagram or like on my Facebook profile. Or
how do they find you? Under what name?
It's Tilina Pro Fitness. Yeah, it's my Instagram profile. So and my Facebook name is Tilina Chandrupal, and I also have my Facebook page called Team Empire. That's my own coaching business.
Team Empire on Facebook page, and Tilina Pro Athlete.
Tilina Pro Fitness.
Pro Fitness.
If you type the names, I think you'll find it. Guess who's going to join soon? All right, Tilina, it's been great having you on the show. Congratulations, and we certainly hope you'll make Sri Lanka more proud.
Thank you.
And we're going to wind up for today. Thanks a lot for being with us. So you need to eat healthy, you need to be disciplined, and you need to keep your body disciplined. And be disciplined overall, you know, behavior, natures, and all of that.
All right, so it's time to say goodbye to you. And it's been great being with you this Thursday morning. We hope you have a great day ahead as well. Have a good day and enjoy the rest of the day.